Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Historical Humans Reacts. And today we are talking about why a lot of ancient Roman statues are headless. It doesn't make much sense to me, but other people seem to know more.
Yes. So, yes, most of the ancient Roman statues we find are, in fact, without their heads. This is obviously not due to weathering or neglect, like most of the other damage that occurs to these statues. And in fact, in many ways, it is often intentional. The,
They're,
They would just chop the heads off?
uh,
I mean, not like French guillotine style, but say someone, prominent figure, got a bit of a damnatio memoriae.
Damnatio Memoriae. I am going to kill you.
Hey, I'd
with
say fair enough. But yeah, if, for those of you who don't know, it's basically in
it.
ancient Rome specifically,
It's
the
the deafening
Senate.
of memory.
Yeah, essentially, if the Senate and the people really didn't like you, your identity was removed from
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Your name is stricken from all public records. Anything bearing your face is smashed, which made it quite useful for a lot of statues of prominent figures to be able to, shall we say, change their face.
Yeah,
A
you,
lot
you
of
were used to.
marble statues were actually designed so that you could take the head off. Um, this is also done at some points for religious festivals. For example, the article makes mention of a somewhat famous example of a statue that was a sitting statue that was designed to show the Empress Faustina, but also to show the goddess Juno, depending on what context in which it is to be displayed, what sort of festivities are going on. So sometimes it is the Empress, sometimes it is Juno, and this is also sort of a safety precaution for the artist, because if for whatever reason Faustina becomes extremely unpopular, or the current ruler of Rome does not want any association of their rule to appear, you don't have to destroy the whole statue. You just have to take the head off and put it in storage.
It also makes sense from another practicality that doesn't really get mentioned. I mean, like Rome is one of like the like is like at the height of Rome is the pinnacle of like opulence and excess. However, working with marble you don't get those kinds of luxuries. So being able to reuse a body, which most of them had a pretty unless it's like a very specific statue, you can pretty much reuse the body for everything. Yeah, just remove the head. Look, it's a Galba. You know what? Galba's not emperor anymore. We're gonna put Gracia up there.
Yeah. The one of the other very interesting things this leads to is over time, art styles change, and the need for new heads for these statues doesn't. So you might end you there are various instances of ending up with something that would be, say, a golden age or a Pax Romana statue body with, say, a Severan head on it, and that would end up being the finished product we have. And so the art of matching statues to heads is quite an interesting thing, because not only do you have to match it to potential original heads, but also to the heads that came later, which stylistically shouldn't go there. It's sort of like we're going to finish the Mona Lisa by making the background cubist,
It could work.
and it just suddenly, but it's very different. It's very jarring from the poised realism of that artwork to suddenly make something abstract squares. And that's kind of what happens with a lot of these, and it's very fun to
I
deal
think
with.
I think for like the normal passerby, you probably wouldn't be able to tell too much, but as for like, somebody like
Well,
unfortunately us,
yeah.
we could spot those things
Some
like,
scientists
Well,
have been able to match the head to the body.
and
yeah,
that's awesome. I
yeah.
love that.
That's pretty good. A very funny thing to do would be to take a statue from any era and put a I want to say an Antonine head on it, because the Antonines were the only real group of emperors to have big, full, bushy beards and curly hair. And
Yeah,
so
it was a
and so
trend.
just you suddenly see that appearing on random things. It is very funny.
Especially if it's a Republican era statue where they were very much you actually wanted to make yourself look older in the Republican era because wisdom came with age. So
Yeah,
you'd have like a young Julius Caesar who looks a lot older in the statues.
wrinkles and
But
exactly
now imagine one of those statues and you got Marcus Aurelius.
where you want to look very young and elegant, but
Youthful.
also heavily manly, hence the beard.
Yeah, they went they went through a weird phase where the beards came
Yeah,
back. You don't
yeah,
see it anywhere else in the
yeah.
Roman period.
But it's just funny things like that where the it is a complete statue. The head is meant to be on this statue, but they were built centuries apart.
It's just a really neat quirk that comes out of this period that
And
you don't really
yeah,
talk about too much.
and that's also why a lot of these statues are found headless and are left headless because we can't be certain which one was the original.
Like I said, though, the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, they managed to do it in 2016.
Which is like honestly good for them, but also
That's a
maybe it
needle
was
in a haystack at best.
yeah. I mean, unless they try looking at American pawn shops, you never know
Yeah,
where you
I
might
just
find one.
imagine they
Not
went around
making
and
a
bought all the
difference.
busts they could and just went from statue to statue like, nope, nope, nope. Oh, that works. Okay, on to the
They just
next
got a
one.
closet of fakes. There's like, yeah, this was like made out of plaster. This one's actually made of marble, but it was made in the 1400s during the neoclassical revival. So,
Just chuck it over their head and shatter it.
oh, I love it. Oh,
Beautiful.
this is great. This is a great topic. I don't get to talk too much about these statues, especially that I learned in one of my classes.
I just find it very interesting, and especially because in Chicago at one of our museums, there's an entire Pompeii exhibit, and there's a couple of statues there that also are missing certain appendages.
Oh God, to be back at Pompeii anyway.
Yeah, but
Not when it was erupting, of course.
here's what you wish for there, Aaron.
That's a bad
I
experience.
think that's about all there is to say on this. Do you care to take us out, Justin?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like down below. Be sure to subscribe and comment. Let us know what your favorite headless statue is. We would love to know what it is. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.